everybody, and welcome back to World of Warships. And today we are playing in the Black Bee, and I'm not gonna lie, Black Bee is really becoming my favorite ship, like my favorite destroyer. I thought the Japanese line is pretty good. Like there's really nothing wrong, but I've been playing Black Bee a lot, and really this ship has grown on me a lot. It's pretty crazy. It's a gunboat destroyer. She's got torpedoes that are really slow, but also like they can make an impact, and also the nice thing you get is the radar. But let's have an overview of the Black Bee before we get to the gameplay. So, Black Bee, before we get into this, I pulled it out of a crate. I got really lucky, and I was like, "Oh, Black Bee, that's crazy." And when I noticed this thing had a radar, it was a game changer. And this is like a Fletcher class destroyer too, I believe. Let's have a look here. Yeah, one of the numerous Fletcher class destroyers. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a Fletcher class. There's nothing else really. But anyway, Black Bee. We are running William Halsey as observant range or rage. Sorry, not range. Destroyer main battery reload time is decreased by 5%. Torpedo acquisition range is increased by 12%. Rotor ship time plus 10%. There's not really any effect with that, the rotor ship time, because this thing has great turning, so you won't really have to worry about that. But again, this is preference. You can run a full torpedo build, whatever you want, but this is what I run. And then I do look at me now, see detectability range is decreased by 6%, so I can be able to sneak up on my enemies. I could do mortar, but that would increase my destroyer detectability by plus 4%, and I want to be able to outspot some destroyers, so I do the sea detectability range decreased instead of the destroyer's main guns, and the extra 13% would be nice, but I already do enough damage to the point where I don't really need it. Now I run 1,000 cuts for destroyer main battery reload time. I could run perceptive, and you can obviously do that. Again, I would run perceptive. I would run it just based on preference, but I run 1,000 cuts just for more reload time because my reload time is pretty insane in this thing, and I like to keep it that way. But yeah, I wouldn't blame you for running perceptive. That's pretty nice. You can run twist and track too, but I run 1,000 cuts. Then I run smoke on the water, obviously, because the smoke dispersion time and smoke screen deployment time would be decreased, and the engine boost cooldown time would be decreased by 15%. And I rather have more smoke on the water than cloudy days because this is obviously not a very good trait. But again, it's just based on preference. But smoke on the water, I prefer that. Smoke screen dispersion time is plus 6%. Smoke screen deployment time is plus 6%. So you get more time with the smoke screen when you set it. And we run unstoppable. Engine repair time is minus 5%. You could run Leviathan. Maximum HP is increased by 4%. Active when an enemy ship is 4.5 kilometers in range. I just run this one. Again, it's based on preference. And his main batter is not his main battery. Oh my gosh. His base trait is I mean harm, and his destroyer's main gun armor piercing shell damage is increased by 4.5%. And you'll use that when you're like in a smoke screen again, like shooting at a ship or something, and you got a good shot with the armor piercing shell, so you could run that. Then obviously I run Eric Bay, destroyer detectability is decreased by 3.6%. And we run Philip, and destroyer main gun HG shell damage is increased by 2.45%. Now, the exterior, I'm just running my rare battle boosters as normal. I've got tons of these I don't have to worry about. Global XP, I want to earn some global, some commander XP. Don't matter to me. I don't really need a ship XP booster nor credit booster because this thing is a premium. Now, we have smoke generator. Consumable duration is almost 30 seconds. Smoke screen dispersion time 131.4 seconds. Reload time 228 seconds. Number of consumables 2. So when we pop the smoke, it's going to last for 30 seconds, which means you can make a big smoke screen, cover your teammates. Smoke screen dispersion time lasts for over 2 minutes, which is really nice. Gives a lot of time for your team to be in the smoke screen, and also for you to be in the smoke screen, to have some time to strategize, but also to be able to shoot your target and gain that spotting. Again, make sure you use your smoke to, help your teammates, but also it's kind of a get out of jail free card in case you're in a really bad position against another destroyer that outguns you, or another ship that outguns you like a battleship or a cruiser, because those things will hurt. So smoke generator, it's nice to have a longer one, and also one that deploys the smoke longer. Now, the radar. So obviously you can run engine boost, again it's based on preference, but I run radar obviously because I can pick up ships with the radar 7.5 kilometers away. Consumable duration is 19 seconds. Reload time is 142 seconds. So you get it back in like 2 minutes 22 seconds. And you get 3 of them, which is nice. So use the radar on Black B, because if you go in a smoke screen, you can pop the radar, detect a destroyer that you're fighting in that cap that also is in a smoke screen. You can be able to pick them up in their own smoke screen, and they can't do anything. Same thing with a split too. But it's really nice to have that radar because you can be able to pick up ships no matter what with the radar. So it's really nice, and I would definitely recommend having the radar on there. Survivability is 27 overall rating. Hit points is 16,700 hit points. Armor 6 to 20 millimeters thick. Artillery is overall 28 rating. Main battery is 5 by 1, 127 millimeter Mark 30 mod 0. Fire range is 11 kilometers. Reload time 2.9 seconds. 180-degree turn time is 6.2 seconds. Maximum HE shell damage is 1,844. Fire setting chance is 5%. Maximum AP shell damage is 2,195. Torpedoes rating is 34. Torpedo launchers is 2.5, not 2.5, 2 by 5, 533 millimeter quintuple. Reload time 96 seconds. 180-degree turn time is 6 seconds. Max damage is 21,600. Torpedo detectability range by sea is 0.9 kilometers. Torpedo range 13.7, so you get really good torpedo range. And then torpedo speed is 43 knots, which is extremely slow. But you get 10 torpedoes, and you have the quintuple. So that's 5 torpedoes, and it's really nice because you can send a swarm of torpedoes out. But they are really slow, so just note that they are really slow, and sometimes they make up for it, and sometimes they don't. A defense of 53. Again, you guys can look over that. I don't usually go over that. Maneuverability is 85. Max speed is 36 knots. Turning circle radius is 560 meters. Rudder shift time 3.3 seconds. Concealment is detectability range by sea is 5.5 kilometers, which is really nice. And my stats on it, win rate on ship is 47%. I'm trying to get that up, but also I've been playing it a lot more, and there are just some games where you lose and you try your best for your team. But I'm trying to get that up. So I have done a ranked in it, which I'm actually surprised. 100% undefeated. Let's go, baby. Now the armor really don't matter. Can't really citadel this thing. Can't really citadel destroyers because all you do is just overpin and just pin. So this thing's got really light armor, so you don't really have to worry about citadel or anything. Just know that it's kind of lightly armored. I know there are some destroyers at the tier that have better armor. They're a little harder to hit. All right. Extended smoke. Increased smoke screen duration. Reloader. Above average on main battery reload speed. Slow torpedoes. Below average on torpedo speed. Black Bee. One of the numerous and very successful Fletcher-class destroyers, which boasted sufficiently high-speed, powerful dual-propelled artillery, efficient AA defense, and decent torpedo armament. Entered service 1943, ships in series 175. Well, this is the Black Bee, and gotta be honest, guys, this has got to be my favorite destroyer in the game. But we obviously got to have a gameplay of it, so I hope you guys enjoy this gameplay I got prepared for you guys. Alright, hello everybody, and we are in the match, and we are in Black Bee. So I want to explain something before we get into this gameplay of the reason why I haven't posted in 8 days. And that's because I am going to serve a mission for my pretty much religion. I am a Mormon. I believe in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we go on, and a mission is where we go and serve for 2 years and to go preach the gospel or just pretty much tell people what we believe, and it's their choice to,
whether they want to, try it and, see what they believe. And we believe about Jesus Christ and Heavenly Father. But, like, it's my religion. And the mission part is when you turn 18, that's when you're available to go on a mission. And you can make that decision whenever you want. And that's a decision I made. And that's to go serve a mission for 2 years. Now, I know 2 years sounds like a very long time, but it's a choice I made, and it's what I'm willing to do. And also, I think it's going to be awesome because it's going to help me find out who I am as a person, and also to have people, kind of find happiness and have joy, and just, sharing the gospel about them. We believe in the Bible, the Book of Mormon, but like it's pretty cool, and I know to this religion has to be true. Again, there's other people who have, they're Christians, they have different beliefs, and I totally respect whatever you believe. Like, there's no hate against that. Like, that's pretty awesome, actually. And, you could share it between two different religions, and also, compare and see what's different. Like, it's pretty cool. That's just what I see in my eyes. But I chose to serve a mission, and I'm leaving July 28th.
So then was there others?
I know that's pretty close, and that's kind of the reason why I haven't been posting a lot. Also, we're about to take this cap, but that's kind of the reason why I didn't. That's why I haven't been posting as often as I usually do. The other times I haven't posted as often was because I just didn't play the game. But this time it's just because I've been doing so much mission stuff, preparing for it, and I'm excited, but also a little nervous, and I'm kind of sad that I had to leave the YouTube channel because if I didn't go on my mission, I'd be way more consistent with the channel. But that's just kind of the reason why I haven't posted as often, is because I am going on my mission. But let's get back to the video though. I just want to let you guys know about that. That's just legit the reason why I just haven't posted in like 9 or 10 days now. But we're in Black B. We're going after Iowa, and look, the reason why I play Black B a lot, and the reason why I want to make this video is to showcase how good it is, because I've been dominating games and I've been playing the role as a destroyer, and I dump torps at the Iowa. Sometimes you have to take you have to shoot the torpedoes at the Iowa just in case you get, that lucky hit. And these torpedoes are extremely slow. So I've been sending wide angle torps more often because it has a greater chance of hitting in case a ship outmaneuvers like a narrow angle or something like that. But also it's because this ship has radar, and the radar is pretty nice. It's 7.5 kilometers. And we're going to start chunking this New Orleans because we have a smoke screen. No one's in B cap. We had no destroyer. We were not contested. And now we're just shooting at the New Orleans. And we're going to try and take all this out because New Orleans is the biggest threat to us. And because it's a cruiser and it has sonar. And if that thing were to charge into my smoke screen, it would absolutely obliterate me to pick me up by sonar. So I was like, okay, got to get rid of him. But he ends up going dark. I'm watching behind. I'm just watching that Iowa. Our teammates are winning C cap. We have B cap all controlled just because I was able to take it. And again, I wasn't contested, which I found that interesting because the Iowa was the only one who could contest, but I'm guessing all of his teammates went to A cap and C cap. But A cap is currently being contested, and they have 4 ships over here. I'm continuing to shoot at this New Orleans. I have a really quick reload. That's what the American destroyers have. Like, they got quick reloads. The torpedoes are all right. But we're at 11,000 damage. And to remember that when you're playing in a destroyer, it doesn't really matter about the damage. It just matters on spotting, taking the caps, and being a good teammate to your other ships. Now, my teammates are in the back of the map. Like, if you look at the top left on my mini-map, they're in the back of the map where that island is, and they're just letting the enemy take A cap. I'm like, okay, I gotta do something about this. But it's also probably because there's a destroyer in A cap, because after that Collingwood went down, the cap is still being taken, which is like, okay, there's a destroyer at A cap. There's another destroyer that's unaccounted for, which I have no clue where he is. So I'm like, okay, I need to go take out this destroyer in A cap. And it's kind of a risky move because there's 2 New Orleans and another cruiser out there. And I'm like, okay, I need to be careful how I do this, because if I slip up and fail to kill this destroyer, it could end up in a game over kind of scenario. But it just gives the enemy team an advantage. Like, not really that it's game over, because we already killed 3 of their ships, so it wouldn't really be game over, but it would just be taking out a major part of our team,
smoke
which is
so
me as a
good.
destroyer.
Smart.
Getting rid of the destroyer on the enemy team is huge because they got no spotting. They can't do really well with it, and the only time they can really get spotting is when if they pick them up and start shooting, but then it lets them be spotted. But the destroyer allows them to spot the ship without being spotted and giving the teammates time to shoot at them. That's why they're shooting at each other right now, because they're shooting at each other, and that's what allows them to be, detected. Now, obviously, if you've been playing the game, you understand that, but that's just, for some new players. But I know the destroyer's at A cap, and now I got spotted. That's because the destroyer picked me up. I'm like, okay, I've been spotted. And it's a Jaeger. I'm like, okay, I can beat a Jaeger any day of the week. So we're going to start shooting at this Jaeger. Now, I need to be careful because now I'm spotted, and there's a cruiser way out there, and he could shoot me at any time. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of playing a risky game right now. I don't get my smoke back for a minute, just straight up 1 minute. I'm like, okay. Like, we legit just got to get rid of this guy or else I'm kind of cooked. Now, I see the torpedoes. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to take this blind fire anyway because I have such a quick reload. And, I missed. But, you might as well take more shots. Now the New Orleans spots me, and I'm like, okay, I'm quite in a pickle. I don't get my smoke screen back, so I got to just not shoot. Now, look, if you're a new destroyer player or if you're just a destroyer player, sometimes it's tempting to just, shoot back. But, like, you got to let it slide. And I end up losing 3K. I'm pretty sure New Orleans got killed. Yeah, he got killed.
30 seconds still smoke.
But in a situation like that where the ship's still live and your detect is lower than what the ship is, like, in your range of, just don't shoot. Like, just let them shoot you for a second, and then you'll go dark, and it'll pay off. Because then you could get away, just gather your thoughts again, and rethink your strategy. But the New Orleans went down thanks to my teammates. So now I'm like, okay, I got to go take A cap and get rid of this destroyer. I'm spotted again. However, there's a cruiser out to my left and a New Orleans out front. So I'm like, okay, again, I got to be careful. I pop the radar. There's a Jaeger. Got to get rid of him. So getting my broadside off here to get more of my guns out because, I got 5 guns. I'm very, my reload is super fast, so I can be able to kill this guy. Because this guy, he has a ton of torps. They don't hurt as much.
Shoot at me.
But we're going to go ahead and just light this man up. And I get set on fire. And now there's a cruiser out to my left. And now that's where I'm starting to, kind of panic a little. Because now he chunks me, and I'm like, okay, smoke screen now. Because now I'm able to go dark. Also, the destroyer, those torpedoes were so late.
That's why we say.
But it allows me to go dark, so I'm like, okay, that's a big relief. Like, it's such a big relief because he's taking blind fire shots. I'm like, okay, I need to kind of like move up and change my positioning because sometimes if a player knows what they're doing, they're gonna keep like shooting into the smoke screen, and they're gonna think like, oh, I can hit this guy and know where he is. So you kind of have to move around in your smoke screen. But I'm dumping torps out on this Amalfi, and of course these aren't going to hit. I'm taking a wild guess if he starts like turning in, or if he'll eat these torpedoes. New Orleans kills Roma. Roma kills New Orleans, gets his flesh wound badge, and we have C cap. And the last destroyer, if you look on the mini map at the top right, is going after him, and looks like he spotted him too. But we're about to take the cap. Like, this is legit. All you have to do as a destroyer, man. Like, it's just taking the caps, spotting, and getting rid of the destroyers. Those are my goals in mind. Killing other ships is kind of a bonus when I play as a destroyer. So now I don't have to worry about the Amalfi as much because now he's in his own smoke screen, but also he can't pick me up because my detectability is 5.5. And I like it at 5.5. I could go lower, but it's also because I have other stuff running into my build. So I'm like, okay, I could pop. Now what I could do here is I can pop radar on this Amalfi and be able to have my teammates focus him down. Fenyang kills Tashkent, which is huge. That pretty much secures the game right there. But yeah, this game, it's a win for us. The reason why I sent a widespread because these torpedoes are slow as like frick, man. So see that torpedo right there? I might be able to get him. I think that actually misses. I think so. I think that one hits, yeah. Watch, ready? Slow torpedo, 10K. These torpedoes hurt too. But, sometimes it's just nice to send a widespread, and sometimes you'll get a wild guess. Like, earlier it said that I was going to miss, or it was out of my range, but then you started turning in, and I took a widespread shot. Sometimes it's worth just, doing that. But Amalfi, I can just pick him up. I don't need to pop radar. If he was in a smoke screen longer, I could have. But we end up with 37,000 damage. and we end up doing our job. Like, that's how you win as a destroyer. And Black B is really good at it. The radar's great. The smoke screen is great. This thing is my favorite destroyer of all time. 452,000 silver, 37,000 damage with 2 captures and 1 kill. We end up with 2,509 base XP on the boards.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, Black Bee is obviously my favorite destroyer at this tier, and probably maybe in the game, because I really enjoy playing as a gunboat destroyer, having those torpedoes that have a good, decent range, and also the radar is really nice to have, and I can be able to be more efficient with it. But I love the Japanese line too, but again, I just think the American line is better off for me. I say this every time, like, the American line just works for me. It fits my playstyle. And I look, I legit thought that the American destroyers did not work for me. Like, I played them and I was like, okay, it doesn't fit my playstyle. Then I played the Japanese uh, destroyers, and I was like, wow, this actually fits my playstyle. And then when I got to Kagero, it kind of slipped away. And then when I got Black Bee, it was like game changing. But again, you can obviously say it's the radar that makes Black Bee great, which it is, because the Black Bee has radar, and if you know how to use it properly, then you'll be able to be a really efficient player. Like, that's what makes Black Bee a really great ship, and if you know how to use it, have the right build for it, or whatever your preference is, it'll be a really great ship. So in my opinion, I think Black Bee is got to be my favorite destroyer at the tier. Like, there's nothing else I can think of that really compete with it. But again, I'm still exploring the destroyer line. I might like Split more. We'll see when I get it. And I know this video is kind of a little behind. Like, this is back in the Poison campaign. I know the update just came out. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and guess what? I can't wait for Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is gonna be really nice to have at tier A, a freaking Iowa class battleship at tier A. Like, I'm really excited for that. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys on the seas.